Hi everybody, this is Method Kaiser here. Today I'm going to talk about some new Godzilla 2014 information that I knew about on the 9th of March. So, kind of late I'm doing a video about it, but, the review kind of took away my time because, but it's still an awesome, figure itself, but, it kind of took away my time. So, yeah, but now I finally have time to do it. So, yeah, and today I'm going to specifically talk about a new topic. And this time it is a new movie still for Godzilla 2014 featuring Bryan Cranston. Yes, Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad and other films that you know him from. So yeah, this is from GodzillaMovies.com. It's a very cool, awesome picture. So yeah, this time on this video I'm gonna probably show the picture, maybe, I don't know. And yeah, if I'm going to read from this article, I'll leave the article as a link description below if you can check it out, the picture, and you can read what it says right here as well. So yeah, this is going to be a revelation video and a speculation video as well. So yeah. So the title is New Godzilla 2014 movie still featuring Bryan Cranston released. So yeah. And this is what it says in the article. A new movie still for the legendary Godzilla 2014 has surfaced online featuring a new look at Bryan Cranston's character, Joe Brody. In this scene, it seems like Cranston is looking at a photo of his family, particularly Juliette Binoche's character, Joe Brody's wife, Sandra Brody, who seems to meet an unfortunate end during the quote-unquote Genjira incident we saw in the trailer. See the new image below. And yeah, we see Bryan Cranston looking at this picture with his flashlight, and then it seemed like he's in, not China, I was going to say China, Japan, or maybe it could be Chinatown, maybe, because Chinatown is, where's Chinatown at? It's around America, I know, but is it Los Angeles or anything like that? It could possibly be Chinatown, or it could be, Japan, probably, I don't know exactly. So yeah, but this is a very interesting picture, very interesting, and the rest just, talks about, the crediting and all that, so yeah, but this is actually very interesting. So yeah, let's look at the photo here. I'm not sure if I'm going to review in this video. Maybe I'm mine, maybe I'm not, so I don't know. But yeah, we see Bryan Cranston, as I mentioned, holding this picture in, I do not know where, maybe, but it's like a Japanese style like place. So maybe it could be Asia, maybe it can be over here in the States, but it looks like Asia. Kind of like Chinatown or, all those places. And in the background you can kind of see, like, nobody even inhabits it anymore. There's no people walking around, strolling around, getting whatever, groceries, ice cream, little kids running around and all that, playing tag or a ball. It looks like it's inhabited. It's like a ghost town. So, yeah, possibly this is Japan, maybe. Maybe Godzilla already wreaked havoc, but then that's when Bryan Cranston came back or something. I don't know. But yeah, he's holding a picture. He has this flashlight. Possibly Aaron Taylor Johnson is in this scene also. Because, there was this clip in the trailer where it shows Bryan Cranston in the hazmat suit, as it's called, brown suits. In the trailer with Aaron Taylor Johnson, what looks like to be an Asian place, or if not a American place that's kind of like Asia or China or Japan. So yeah, but probably Aaron Taylor Johnson is this scene. And yeah, but, he's actually wearing gloves. What else? Does he have any, like, radioactive equipment? I don't think so. I'm not sure if the suits, the hazmat suit actually is, like, for actually, I don't think it's for radioactivity levels or nothing. I think it's just a regular suit they just put on. But yeah, it looks like his face is not all glorious and happy. He's kind of, like, curious and a little bit disappointed as well. So that's actually pretty interesting. And if you look at the picture, because of the flashlight, it kind of gives you support on seeing what it is. And you kind of see a face. I think it was two. You can actually see two faces. Actually, wait. Now that I look at it, I see three faces. Now, I think I see the one. Well, he's putting the flashlight on two faces. One of the faces is a middle one. Is in the middle and looks like a childish. So I believe that's Aaron Taylor Johnson when he was a kid. And then we see Bryan Cranston also on the side. And then in the dark, you can kind of see a face with kind of like black long hair. So that's possibly Juliette Binoche's character, which is called, what's it called again? Sandra Brody. So Yeah, possibly this is actually Julia Binoche. I know, that's everybody is speculating that, and it does actually seem like that. So this whole Janjira incident thing is possibly, possibly when Aaron Taylor Johnson was a kid, and maybe they lived in Japan peacefully, but that's when Godzilla came. Or we actually do not know what came, but a living giant life form came, and then the government was saying it was a natural disaster. And then Bryan Cranston maybe wants to prove them wrong, so that means he goes back to Japan or, wherever it was. And then that's when he's trying to investigate, stuff that makes his conclusion or opinion on the outtake be real. So possibly, I don't know, because Aaron Taylor Johnson is already a grown-up here. Maybe in the 20s or 30s, something. We don't know the age. I mean, the real age of him, I don't know how it is, but in the film, I don't know. And, right here, you see Aaron Taylor Johnson as a kid in the picture. So possibly it's them, possibly Aaron Taylor Johnson. You know that scene from the teaser trailer that's possibly in the movie with the, some kids running around? Like a very short scene in the teaser trailer, not the main trailer, the teaser trailer. Very short scene with some kids running. Well, I think one of the kids is actually Aaron Taylor Johnson's character as a kid. And also in the main trailer, you also see this kid, a human perspective of the nuclear plant, which is possibly Janjira being destroyed. And also some students running away from the class and going to the school bus. Possibly that's Aaron Taylor Johnson's character when he was a kid. I think the one that plays that is CJ Adams or something. I forgot his name. But yeah, possibly that's the scene where, Julia Binoche died when Aaron Taylor Johnson was just a little kid. Like, I don't know how old this kid is supposed to be. And that's when he grows up, he becomes more mature. He knows the incident on what's happening. He knows that, possibly it's a giant monster. Possibly maybe Aaron Taylor Johnson is in the mutual organization. Possibly he's with Bryan Cranston's team where, he wants to prove them wrong, the government wrong. Or maybe he's just a regular soldier from the army fighting against the mutual organization or something. But, I really do not exactly know. We don't know too much of the plot yet, so, I'm not exactly sure yet. So, yeah, but, that's my speculation. So, yeah. So, my technically speculation is that Bryan Cranston was in the Janjira nuclear plant, because it kind of does look like from Janjira, which is possibly located in Japan. I mean, I know it's a fictional nuclear plant, but, possibly, I think from what I've heard, that the Janjira nuclear plant in the film is, I think, in Japan. So, yeah, but, there's this giant threat or something that, destroys the nuclear plant, possibly Godzilla, maybe the mutant, maybe it was actually a real natural disaster, but I don't think it was a natural disaster, since, what Bryan Cranston said in the main trailer. So, possibly it's the big giants, a big threat that attacked. He's worried. He's trying to save his wife. And then meanwhile, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character as a kid is looking up and seeing the destruction. He doesn't know what's happening. And I think he does know that possibly it's Bryan Cranston, which is his dad and her mom and his mom, or in the nuclear plant. So he's kind of afraid because he doesn't look here like, oh, there's actually a disaster over there. Wow, I didn't know that. He's I know it's like a back view, but he looks like he's like stable or like he's shocked. So possibly he already knows that his parents are actually in that situation. So that's when Julia Binoche dies. And then that's when, years pass. And to be exact, it was 15 years. I think it was 15. 10 or 15. I think it was 15 years. And then that's when Bryan Cranston and Aaron Taylor Johnson come back to prove the mutual organization or whoever that it was not a natural disaster. It was something else that destroyed that nuclear plants. So they go back, they search for stuff, and that's when, I don't know, Godzilla's there or something. All hell breaks loose, as they mentioned in, I don't know where they mentioned that, but yeah. But overall, that's my speculation overall. So that's the end for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Tell me in the comments below what you think of my speculation. And what is your speculation after viewing this new picture? And do you think that picture is actually a picture of Bryan Cranston's family, which include Aaron Taylor Johnson's son. I mean, not Aaron Taylor Johnson's son. I mean, it's Aaron Taylor Johnson's character as a kid. Juliette Binoche and Bryan Cranston. Do you think that picture actually contains that, or is it something else? Maybe it's a picture of the Mutant Organization, maybe Godzilla or something. Just tell me in the comment below. So anyways, as I mentioned, and for this video, subscribe, like, and comment. This is Mother Kaiju, signing out.